All right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome live from Still Creek Ranch. We're so glad that you've joined us here. This is a new adventure for us. 2020 has been quite an adventure with coronavirus. So as we've all adapted to make things work, Still Creek has had to adapt with virtual fundraisers, this being our very first. It's a day of first. We have our horse plop. And if you don't know what a horse plop is, you're in for quite an adventure today. But basically, we will, here in a bit, be telling you more about the actual horse plop, but Still Creek Ranch. Here we are situated in the middle of the Brazos Valley. We rescue kids from situations of abuse, neglect, and abandonment. And, you know, our title here for the horse plop today was Let's Pull Together for the Kids of Still Creek. And so these are kids that deserve a second chance. And again, being rescued from many situations of trauma, find themselves a home and a school right here at the ranch. And so we're really glad that y'all joined us today to show support for our kids, but also we hope you have some fun with this. We've certainly had fun with it. And so we're just going to have fun with this today and see where it all takes us. I'll tell you, it's kind of been interesting because you've got a live event with animals who are unpredictable. And so we'll be talking a little bit more about that today, too. We've got three of our old friends here at the ranch, three horses that have been around quite a while that are going to be quite entertaining to us today. We also have some donors and supporters, junior board members that will be here today. And speaking of which, you know, this is an event that normally I think this year would have been our fourth annual sporting clay event, would be the Pull for Still Creek Kids sporting clay event. That's an event that is normally sponsored by Tonkaway Ranch and put on by our junior board. But as I mentioned with coronavirus, it's caused us to have to change a lot of things this year. And so the junior board did want to continue to support the kids of Still Creek and invite you all to come along. And so those of you that are watching on Facebook Live, this is a new adventure for us. So we're really glad that you joined us. And we're going to be kind of figuring this out as we go today a little bit as well. New platform for us. And so thank you for being involved with it and for the grace that we're shown through this event today. And I would like to say this. Please comment, ask questions in the queue here on Facebook Live, because we'd love for this to be interactive. If you have questions for me, any of the others that join me here on the screen, including one of our residents who will join me here in a bit, any of our junior board members, any of our donors or supporters that join us here in the event, please put those questions in the queue, and we'd love to help answer those. We're going to be going back and forth between this office and the horses down at the arena and making comments on that. There's going to be a few lucky people today that the horses will determine who our winners are today. And then we also have some random prizes that we'll be drawing for. So hope you pop in and stay with us for a while. I think you'll enjoy all the people that we get to talk to today. And again, new uncharted territory for us, but a lot of fun. Anytime here that we get to work with the horses is a big deal. We want to say thank you to our sponsors today. You can see here on the screen, we have Survival Swim School, and this is a pediatric survival swimming lessons for kids from 6 months to 6 years of age right here in Bryan, Texas. Survival Swim School. Also, True Service Air Conditioning and Heating right here in the Brazos Valley as well. Aggie owned and operated for all your heating and air conditioning needs. And Sovac City for all vacuum cleaner and sewing machine services. They've been right here in College Station since 1986. Survival Swim School, True Service, and Sovac City, we thank y'all so much for your support. We couldn't have put this event on without you. Hope everybody at home gets to know these businesses well. So we're getting ready to kind of look at the grid here that we have in the arena. We've actually divided the arena into 4 quadrants here. And so you'll see The yellow is section 1, the green is section 2, and we have kind of a grayish color section 3, and the pink is section 4. You can also find this on our website when you go to today's event. If you want to find, if you're one of our participants today that has bought squares in the arena, you can actually go to the website and click on this grid, and off to the side you'll see the numbers with the names of who owns those squares. So that was picked by a random service in the spreadsheets that we use, and everybody was assigned into these squares. So hopefully you can find yourself spread across the arena if you bought different squares, but we're looking forward to see what the horses choose today. So here's a picture of our arena split the 4 different ways, and you can see that there's section 1 up in the top right-hand corner of the screen, 2 just below that, and then 3 and 4 stacked on top of each other. The top left there is section 3, and the bottom left is section 4. And so this is a shot of the south end of our equestrian center there. Our kids here at the ranch, our residents, do learn to ride horses when they're here. And, you know, there's an old saying, was attributed to Winston Churchill. He said, there's just something about the outside of a horse that's good for the inside of a man. And so when you look at our horses, they are very therapeutic for our kids by nature, but also the responsibility that they learn through living here on the ranch and taking care of animals and especially horses. So they do learn to ride in this arena, but also learn to care for horses. And we're really blessed by this arena. It was funded by donors back, about 15 plus years ago. And it came as the result of a lot of prayer. Miss Margaret O'Quinn used to prayer walk this land and ask the Lord to give us this exact piece of property. And then, as I mentioned, donor funded, the acreage and the 88,000 square foot arena were built expressly for the purpose of helping our kids learn to ride and have the responsibilities of taking care of a horse. We also host a lot of weekend events here. And so, in fact, there's a big horse show next week that you might want to check out. Still Creek, I mentioned we take children from situations of abuse, neglect, and abandonment, and we give them a home and a school here. We do have an accredited school, grades 4 through 12. But our 3 core values here, there was something that Danny and Margaret O'Quinn said many years ago would help any child to succeed. And that is the core values of giving children the gospel, giving them a great education, and teaching them a good work ethic. And those are still the 3 things that we ascribe to be today, is people who teach kids to grow in faith, we teach them to value education, and we know that the responsibility that comes from living and working here at the ranch leads to good things for our kids down the road. Those are our 3 core values, have been since 1988. All right, I tell you what, I think it's probably time for us to bring in Tricia Tatum. And Tricia Tatum is going to tell you about the 3 horses that we have today that will be entering the ring. But also, I want to tell you that Tricia has been with the ranch in different capacities over the years. Tricia used to work here as our cafeteria manager, and she now also is at Grace Bible Church, which is a strong supporter of Still Creek Ranch as well. Tricia, welcome. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll introduce the horses.
Sure. So like James said, I used to work out at the ranch as the cafeteria manager. Now I am working at Grace Bible Church in the community and care department. So that brings me the pleasure of partnering with Still Creek. Many times I've been able to bless Still Creek with donations. Just in the last few weeks, I've been able to come out and visit with James and drop off 20 gallons of milk, which has helped out the kids and families out on the ranch. So yeah, it's just been great to partner with Still Creek even after I had to leave staff and move on. So yeah, it's been a joy to continue to partner with Still Creek. So let's see. So I'm going to get to the horses now. So we have Money. It's going to be the first horse. Money typically becomes a favorite of many of our riders once they get to know him. Do not let his size fool you. This little bay gelding can move. His early training in cutting and stock horse events give him the ability to teach our kids advanced maneuvers. While he may be our oldest horse in the barn, you would never know it. The kids get a thrill over how fast his little feet can go. Not to mention, there is nothing better than the feeling of riding a true cow horse for the first time. Money brings so many smiles to our kids' faces. He was donated by Misty Smith, born in 1994, and stands at 13.3 hands high. Next, we're going to have Freckles. Freckles is another precious, gentle soul who teaches our kids the ropes. Trained as a reined cow horse, Freckles gives kids the intro maneuvers like spins and sliding stops. Fast or slow, he'll go wherever you want to go. Freckles is very responsive and mindful of everything around him, so he teaches our students to be calm and gentle. Students who ride Freckles often find a true friend for life. Freckles was donated by David George and was born in 1998 and stands at 15 hands high. And lastly, we have Opie. Opie is a staple in the Still Creek barn. Known for his love of snacks and unending patience, Opie gives many of our students their first horseback ride ever. The Red Roan quarter horse was retired from a championship performance career in Western riding and Western trail. Don't let his smooth, slow gaits fool you. Opie will be the first one to make it toward any possible food source. He has perfected the art of sneaking towards the gate when his little riders aren't paying attention. Nevertheless, he keeps every one of them as safe as possible and has the moves to stop any rider or help any rider gain confidence. Opie was donated by Petty Quarter Horses, was born in 1997 and stands at 14.3 hands high.
That's a great introduction for our horses. Let me also introduce Trey Friel to you. Trey, come on over. Trey is one of our residents here on the boys' side of the ranch. And Trey, you know these horses well, don't you?
Yes, sir.
What can you tell us about them?
Well, last week I think I rode Fletch. Fletch he was my second horse that I ever rode here. He was one of the best horses I have ever rode at Still Creek. Money, yeah. As Trisha said, he's a small horse, but he is pretty fast. And let's see, Opie. Oh yeah, Opie. He's old, but he can do a lot of things. I rode him. Actually, that's my third horse here at Still Creek. He still will be one of my favorite horses ever to ride, as my experience of going on as a horse trainer or a horse rider. But yeah, Opie's one of my favorite horses at Still Creek.
So, knowing that we've got these three horses out there, do you have a favorite? Do you know, like, who do you think eats the most?
Obviously.
Opie. Yeah, and being that this event, the Horse Plop, might be the first opportunity for me to say that this is the first horse to poop in the arena. So that might stand to reason the one that eats the most might. So maybe some of you have your money on Opie. Maybe some of you have your money on Money. And maybe some of you have your money on Freckles. I think I'm being told we may have a question. Is that right? We have a question on the screen. Let me see what we've got here. Well, I see Mr. Don Foley has joined us from Jacksonville, Florida. That's awesome. Ms. Jamie Rouse is here from College Station, one of our junior board members. All right. Was there a question? Let me see here. Oh, yeah. So like Dawn and Jamie have done here, please feel free to jump in and tell us you're on and tell us what city you're from. We'd love to give you a shout out here. So right now I see, again, Don Foley from Jacksonville, Florida, a good friend of mine, Jamie Rouse from right here in College Station. So as I see y'all pop up here, I'll call you out. While we're waiting on that, Trey, tell us a little bit about yourself, or you go to school here. What grade are you in? Things like that.
Well, I'm a sophomore at Still Creek. I'm originally from Topeka, Kansas. I had two brothers at Still Creek at one point. One of them left last year, and then I still have one here at Still Creek. He is a junior. And then I was raised in Topeka from when I was born to when I was 10. I came to Still Creek going on 5 years. And yeah, Still Creek is it just changes people's life on how you live here, how you fit in with the program.
Yeah. So I see an age progression of pictures here on the screen. Are those really all you, Trey? So Trey, this is how many years here at the ranch for you?
Going on 5.
Going on 5. Trey and I have known each other a little while now. And look, I see Laura Jackson from right here in College Station has joined us. Mark Wynn from College Station. Oh, and we see Gina Benson here from Anna, Texas. Susan Downer from College Station. Sally Unsel from Bryan, Texas. All right. Thanks to all of you for joining in today. And I'm really excited to let you know a little bit more about the plop for just a second. Horses are very unpredictable. Let me say that from the beginning. And we have gone through a couple of trial runs to try to get ready for today. And I want to tell you right now that these horses we really thought would plop for us in maybe the first 15 to 30 minutes. But we started finding as we ran through some practice runs here that wasn't the case at all. And knowing that you wouldn't want to be with us maybe online for 4 hours, we decided to go ahead and pre-record this event. So after all of the spots were placed on Wednesday, then on Thursday, we pre-recorded this, and I want to tell you it took 4 hours for us to have the first plop. So what you're seeing right now is pre-recorded from that day. And so you see as the horses entered the ring, we had 4 hours of video to come through on this. And so we're going to show you pieces of this as we go. But I want you to know that at one point, the horses were so uncooperative that they all 3 laid down in the arena. So you're going to see some video segments today of when we introduced another horse to get them to stir around a bit. I walked into the arena to stir the horses a bit. Students, residents here at the ranch, shook tarps, did other things around the edges trying to get them to move. And ultimately they did. They did spend some time in each of the 4 sections. And but we have shortened this down into about a 30-minute event today, valuing your time. But our horses took 4 hours to complete this event. So Freckles, Opie, and Money, they really they gave us our money's worth. They took 4 hours to take care of business, so to speak. So thank you for joining the Horse Plop today. We see Kathleen Donaldson Taylor. Now, Kathleen, she's in New Mexico, but she's a former administrator from here at the school. She was our principal and a teacher before that. So hey to Kathleen, glad that you're on today as well. And so you're looking at footage from the Still Creek Arena on the south end. And if I can be funny here for a minute, Trey, it's the south end of the horses that we're interested in today. Yeah. Yeah. We're waiting for the first one to plop, right? So we have the horses right now, right on the line between section 1 and section 2. So if you're in section 1 or section 2, take a look at the chart. You've got horses right in your area right now. So this is a look again at the south end of the arena from the east side of the arena looking west. And all 3 horses are solidly in section 1 right now. Okay, I'm being told that it's time for us to draw for a random prize. So let's see here, Trey. Would you grab this and let's have you come back over here and Take those up real good. We've got everybody in here by numbers. Let's see what we've got. We've got a random prize. Oh, hold on, we've got one to tell out.
I'm not gonna look, just in case.
All right, so our first giveaway winner, Trey, you got one? Okay, this winner comes from section 2, and we're looking at number 72. Number 72. We have a $100 gift card to Smitty K's given by Arrow S Pest Control. Trevor and Jenna Santana with Arrow S Pest Control have given a $100 gift card to Smitty K's. And the winner is from section 2, number 72. Once I get a name on that, I'll share that with y'all. But one of you's probably already figuring out it's you. Section 2, number 72. Thank you, Trevor and Jenna, for the $100 gift card to Smitty K's. And Trevor and Jenna are also on our junior board. So we appreciate their support of this event very much. Okay, let's see. I'm getting a name here. The winner of this prize from section 2, number 72 is Sam Willis. Sam Willis. So we'll be getting in touch with Sam, or Sam, you get in touch with us. Either way, we're going to get that gift card to you. Thank you, Trey. Let's set that one aside. And I think we're going to move to Candace. Is that right? Okay. So Candace Cross is sitting in the queue right now. And let me tell you that Candace has been involved with the ranch in many ways as well. But she's here to tell you a little bit today about how to get involved with Still Creek, but especially from the standpoint of the junior board. She's one of our junior board members. Hey, Candace, how are you doing? All right. Well, hey, will you tell everybody a little bit about yourself and how you're involved with us? All right, hang on one second. Maybe unmute. There we go.
I am Candace Cross, and I was born and raised in Caldwell, Texas. I am a pediatric speech therapist here in the Bryan College Station area. I was introduced to Still Creek Ranch through my church, Grace Bible Church, in one of their community partnerships. And I've just enjoyed being engaged in different ways of serving. Still Creek Ranch over the past 4 years, I have been involved in many different ways, from being able to use my professional skills as a speech therapist to helping kids out at the ranch, volunteering my time out there with that, as well as making freezer meals for the houses, housing girls in my home for home visits, and just assisting in various work projects around the ranch. I've enjoyed all aspects of my time there.
Thank you for that, Candace.
Yeah.
I think I might have been muted for part of that.
Yeah,
Candace, I was just saying that you've even come out and helped some of our resident children with speech impairments, right?
Yes, I have. Yes, it's great to spend time with the kids. It's been such a blessing all my time with the kids there at the ranch.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, tell us about junior board. That might be a concept that is lost on our viewers here. What's junior board? How do you get involved?
Junior board is a board made up of young professionals in the community. Our passion is to kind of support Still Creek through volunteering and fundraising support. We plan, just like you mentioned earlier, various fundraisers throughout the year, with that pull, the sporting clay shoot being our biggest fundraiser of the year that is solely put on by junior board. We also assist the executive board in other fundraisers and other opportunities throughout the year, especially with Boots and Bling. And we just we as the junior board just have a passion for Still Creek Ranch and the mission that they have of walking alongside these children and bringing them out of crisis and into a new creation. We meet monthly for board meetings and just kind of talk about ways that problem solve, and we brainstorm and just try to think of creative ideas on what we can do as a team and as a junior board to support the ranch. We're always looking for new members for our board. So if anyone's interested, yeah, we would love for others to join our team.
Yeah, thank you, Candace. And, it might be noted once again, actually, did y'all just see Freckles? Freckles laid down between sections 3 and 4 and rolled around. So you have horses right now hanging out in section 3 and 4. Candace, thank you for that description about junior board. Yes, it's young professionals getting together to support the ranch. And you heard Candace say that normally in August, they put on a wonderful sporting clay event called Pull for Still Creek Kids. And, this year we just weren't able to do that because of coronavirus. But this group has a heart for the ministry here and for our kids, and said, we just can't not do something. And so they are helping us put on this very first virtual event right here today. And so thank you, Candace, and thank you to all of our junior board members.
Thank you, James.
All right. Well, looking back at the horses here, I have a question I see that has popped up here from Gina Benson in Anna, Texas. And she says, how do I know what my numbers are? So Gina and any of our other viewers today, if you'll go to our website, into the event column and click on Horse Plop, what you're going to see if you scroll down in the web page that pulls up for Horse Plop is down at the very bottom, there will be a place to check your numbers. When you click on that, the spreadsheet will pop up with the 4 quadrants and your numbers. And then I believe it's on the left-hand side, there is kind of a correlation or a key between the numbers and the names. So check out on the website, stillcreekranch.org, under the events tab, click Horse Plop, go down to the bottom of the page. Great question. And so Laura Jackson is saying here, the same link where you ordered your tickets will show a list of all the numbers. You're exactly right. So let me also say that we're reading these comments here online for you. So one prompt I might give you is that there's a lot of you that are on here today because you love Still Creek. You love what we do here. You love our residents like Trey here. And so, but would you maybe type in and tell us what you love about Still Creek? I'll read that online here. If there's some way that you've been involved or that you know us personally, type that in, and I'd love to share with all of our viewers what you have to say. Again, thanks y'all for being a part of this first ever virtual event, a Horse Plop, and it's just really a fun thing for us to do, to be able to engage you this way when we can't be together in person. So thanks y'all for doing this. I think you're looking at a picture of our New Beginnings home. Yeah, Trey, you were involved in the installation of this flooring at New Beginnings home, weren't you? Why don't you tell us, I see something written on the bottom of the floor planks. What do you have there?
So we had an idea that we wanted to, because in the beginning, when the New Beginnings house, when Still Creek took over the New Beginnings house, that Margaret O'Quinn, she had put Bible scriptures on the wood of the house. So we decided that when we do our flooring in our house, that we're going to write Bible scriptures. So everybody in the house took a Sharpie and wrote a Bible scripture on a board, and then we put the board on the floor, and then now we memorize what verse we had, and every time we walk in that room, we tell each other what verse we had on that board.
Awesome. Well, I'm really proud of you guys for that. And as we said, Still Creek Ranch has 3, if you look at it like a 3-legged stool, there's 3 foundational things that we do here. We share the gospel with kids, give them a great education, and teach them a good work ethic. And we're so appreciative to Wes and Evelyn Priest, the house parents in New Beginnings home, and Trey and the other 7 boys in the home for taking such good care of the house and making sure that Scripture is right there as the foundation of the house. So thank you for sharing that, Trey. Being told that it's time for us to draw for another random prize. So if you know your numbers, what section you're in, we'll give you All right, Trey, pull one out of there. Let's see what we have. Okay, that was completely blank. All right, here we go. Section 2, number 30. Section 2, number 30. And I'm seeing here that we have a $30 gift card and it's Clay Design Co. And so I believe, is this the earrings? Okay, these are clay earrings that are donated by Ariel Harms. She's one of our junior board members as well. It's a $30 gift card to her company, Clay Design Co. So section 2, number 30. Section 2, number 30. Let me tell you who that is in just a moment. Oh, we have Summer Dubeck. She's a local here, Summer Dubeck. And section 2, number 30. That was our winner of the next random prize, which is now not so random. It's Clay Design Co. $30 gift card. All right. I'm also going to read a comment to you here. Trisha Tatum, whom you met earlier, said that the reason that she loves Still Creek is because of the sweet kiddos. So we appreciate that comment. Also, Laura Jackson says, I love how sweet the children are. They're so well-mannered and friendly. What do you think about that, Trey? Friendly, well-mannered? Does that fit? I think so, too. I think so, too. Thank you, Trisha and Laura, for those comments. And please feel free to type more questions, comments. We'd love to try to answer those for you. So the horses, they're still down there busy, walking around. Hopefully they're business minded. That's what we're hoping today. We're looking for them to, I know, I can't help it. So they, to be honest with you, haven't been very business minded. They're just standing there waiting. It was over 100 degrees when we were filming this. And so activity wasn't first thing on their mind. But as you can see in the progression here, the hoof prints, this was a freshly drug arena when we started. They've been making their way around all 4 quadrants. And so they're giving you all a good chance. In fact, you can see we're stirring them around right here. We saw them stand too long in one place. And so we finally decided to get up and move them around. I will tell you that Money, he's a little more prone to travel here. Freckles tended to just do circles around Opie, and Opie tended to do just about what Opie normally does when he's not being ridden, and that's just stay in one spot and just stand his ground. And so there's not much that bothers Opie, that's for sure. It's one of the reasons he's such a great horse for our kids is, you talk about bomb-proof horses sometimes, and you hesitate to ever call a horse that with kids, but man, I tell you what, he's solid bedrock. So, does anybody have any questions about our horses or about Still Creek? You might have a question for Trey. Just let us know, and we'll be glad to answer those. All right. Take a look here at one of our other homes. You saw New Beginnings earlier with the flooring. This is the Stasny House Promised Land home. This house was remodeled back around 2015 and is now being used as a home for boys. This is where Danny and Margaret used to live years and years ago. It kind of been known as the director's home. It was remodeled in such a way that we could use it as another home for boys. And the way that we're using it right now is Ben and Annie Anderson. Ben and Annie are the house parents there, and they provide relief house parenting for us. So it gives our primary house parents a rest every now and then. And so Trey was over there the last few nights, as a matter of fact. Take a look here. We're going to travel about 10 miles over and take a look at the girls' side. This is Glory Inn. If you've been involved with Still Creek for very many years, you would know that we used to host a lot of events here. And so this house now has also been remodeled and is in such a place to be a primary home for girls. Larry and Josie Rowland are our house parents there. And there are currently 5 girls living in this home. And so it's always easy spot, this house. It's the one with the blue metal roof. So Glory Inn. Let's see, I think we have a question here from Laura Jackson. Trey, do you show any animals?
Well, Actually, I do. I showed chickens. The first year I showed chickens was 2016. I think I showed chickens the first year. And then I've been showing chickens ever since. This year I might show a pig, and then next year maybe a heifer, but it all depends on what Corona feeds us.
Trey, what are your opportunities when you have shown the animals? What kinds of things can you expect as a result of having done that project?
Well, first, it makes you be more responsible with your animals, and the more responsible you are, the more money and stuff you get out of being responsible for your animal, as in chickens, pigs, or heifers.
Mm-hmm.
With chickens, it's pretty easy, but in the same world, you have to do stuff to be responsible to be able to show your chickens. Like you have to pass your classes. You can't be bad at your home, or else you won't be able to show your chickens. And
You have to feed them a lot.
Yeah.
You have to clean a lot.
yeah, we have to clean every once a week. Strip the shavings, put some more in there.
You have to stir them a lot, get them to move around a bit. Yeah.
When you first get them, you have to stir them for the first week and a half with the broom because you don't want them just to sit there, because then they won't be athletic. Because you want them to be, so they'll just sit there when you show them. You don't want that to happen.
They can meet birds. Well, have you started the savings account then? Good deal. Good deal. All right. Looks like we may have another question here from Don Foley in Florida. He says, question for Trey. With all experiences and learning you've been getting from Still Creek, what are your aspirations for your future? What do you want to do, Trey?
Well, I've been thinking for the last 2 to 3 years, as I want to go to A&M and go to the Peace Academy. I want to be a police officer for 3 to 4 years, and then I want to transfer to the Bryan Police Department and be a homicide detective.
Awesome. Great goals, Trey. We also have a question here from Daniel Smith. He says, here's a direct link for ticket assignments. Oh, man, that's perfect. Thank you, Daniel. We appreciate that. Direct link for the ticket assignments. If you had any trouble going to the website, you can hit that link there. All right. Let's see here. I think we're about to go to Mark Wynn. Mark's in queue. He's one of our Still Creek donors, and he and his wife, Amy Wynn, own Sovac City in College Station, Texas. And I believe that they have had that business since 1986, I believe. And, so they're right here in the heart of the Brazos Valley in College Station. Mark is just a wonderful man, and we're so glad that he has joined us here today. Mark, would you tell everybody who you are, what you do, and kind of how you're involved with us?
I've been unmuted. Hey, I can talk. Hey, y'all. As James said, I'm Mark Wynn, and my wife and Amy and I, we own Sovac City, but for many, many years, we've known the good that Still Creek has done, the benefits it has made. We was talking a little bit a while back here about it, and I knew Margaret when they first started the ranch, and just the good things that everyone has done there, the things that have come about, and just the way that the young people that come from this school and this ranch, how they just grow and their love for Christ when they as they go through. But Still Creek's just an awesome place. I mean, to bring the kids in and to love them and support them and to just watch them grow, it's amazing to see. It's just fantastic all the way around. I mean, it's well worth any investment that you could do, money wise, time wise, anything. It's a fantastic investment. And I've got to know James real well over the last few years because my daughter for a few years taught school out at the Still Creek Academy, and it just really was an eye-opening to even come out and to experience time with the young people, and to, like I say, to see just how great they were, just how they were open, and just the love that was shown to them through everything. It's just a fantastic place. I'm sorry, I can't hear James now.
See, I think we're back. So, Yeah, Mark, you mentioned your daughter Caitlin and that she taught here at the school, but she was also our volleyball coach. And through the past few years, we saw you in the stands a lot at volleyball games as one of our loudest and proudest fans.
Woohoo! You bet. Hey, you got to holler for them young ladies. You watch them do and let them get out there and go. I always love to make noise when we're out there supporting people. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, we certainly appreciate the support in that way and every way that you've given us in the past. You know, one thing that we talked about earlier that I'd love for you to share with everybody is that your relationship with the ranch goes even further than the things that you've mentioned. In fact, that relationship will be even further in January, right?
Yes, it will. It's going to grow another one in January.
On your family. So tell us about that.
Okay, well, my daughter Caitlin, who, like I said, used to teach school out there, she is engaged to be married to a young man who also carries the name Mark from Still Creek. He graduated there. He is now a student. He's at A&M. He's getting ready to graduate in December, so we're really proud of that. And here's a young man who went through a rough time in his life, but he found that love, the encouragement that he really needed. He found a family at Still Creek. And here's a boy who he could have just been out there in the world with nothing. And all of a sudden, he found out what the real love that Christ had for him. That was the greatest thing. Talking to him just the other day about a few things, and he said one of his main goals is to be a godly man. And when you say that to soon-to-be father-in-law, that right there just touched my heart. It's just fantastic, and I'm so excited to see what Still Creek does for these young people, how they build them up, how they lift them up, and encourage them, because that's what we're all here for. We're trying to grow the next generation. The next generation will soon be our leaders. Trey's sitting there. I don't ever know, man. I may support him for president in a few years. You just never have a clue, and that. But and my son's a police officer. I love to hear that you want to get into that. It's fantastic. It's a great work, and it's an encouraging work, and that. But just to see what Still Creek does for these young people, and that, I encourage every one of you financially support this ministry, support this group. It's something that they need. It's something that they have to have, because the rewards from it are fantastic. I mean, the blessings I've seen in our lives just by helping to support this has been fantastic all the way around. So highly encourage that. Glad to see everything that you all do out there, and y'all keep up the great work. And plus, hey, your horses are going to plop sooner or later, like you say, but I'm looking forward to pull again next year. Let's get this coronavirus out of here so we can get out there and have a lot of fun and camaraderie side by side with each other.
Thank you, Mark. We sure appreciate you and Amy so much. And, on your website, you talk about how your customers are like family in Sovac City. And, our supporters are like family. And there's no better way to show what relationships can do than to talk about the story of the upcoming wedding between Mark Mabry, one of our former residents, and Caitlin Wynn, your daughter. So thank you for sharing that story with us. And thank you, Sovac City and Mark and Amy Wynn. Thank y'all so much. All right. Let's take a look back at the horses. Let's see where they are right now. And as we do, is it time for another giveaway winner? Okay. Let's get that bucket, and let's see here. Where are we at? Okay, we're going to draw another random winner here. Trey, let's give those a good shake. There you go. All right, pull me one out of there. All right. We have from Section 2. Section 2 has been popular today. Section 2 is going to be number 120. 120 from Section 2. And we're looking at a $100 gift card to Smitty K's. $100 gift card to Smitty K's. And that is number 120 in Section 2. And I'm being told that is, let's see, who is that? Sheila Pinkston, Section 2, number 120. gets the $100 gift card to Smitty Case. Thank you, Trey. And I've got a couple of comments to read here for you. This is from Shelly. She says, I'm thankful for Still Creek Ranch, not only the ministry they give to such deserving, precious children, but specifically the important part they have played in my own daughter's life. Beginning over 10 years ago, when she, as a Texas A&M freshman, began volunteering out there to offering her a position as volunteer coordinator as her first job straight out of college. She has always had a huge heart for Still Creek Ranch, and I've been privileged to see the beautiful, amazing unfolding of the ranch. Shelly, thank you so much. We appreciate those comments. And again, any of you that have comments or questions, feel free. Laura Jackson says, love and miss you, Wynn family. So happy for Caitlin and Mark. That's awesome. That is awesome. Sheila Pinkston says, is that me? Yes, ma'am, that's you. Section 2, number 120. Thank you, Sheila. All right. Let's see. Let's go back and take a look at the horses. And in the meantime, throw any more questions or comments out to us to be read here online. And we are getting close to some prizes, I believe. Let's see here. All right. We've got all of the horses kind of between section 2 and section 1 right now. Abby Bryant, let's see, from Cayuga, Texas, says, does Trey play any sports? Trey?
Yes, sir. I play basketball. I got on the basketball team my 6th grade year here at Still Creek, which was a year after I came to Still Creek. I got on the basketball team, and ever since I've been on the basketball team. Last year, we went to state. We got 3rd in state. Year before, we went to state, and we didn't do so well, but we succeeded.
Yeah, 3rd in state is awesome. And y'all, I can tell you about Trey. He has a motor that just doesn't ever stop. Look at the horses. You know, we call this a horse plop, but we never anticipated that all 3 horses would literally just plop down. But they sure did. And, you know, I saw the one go down and I thought, well, that's sure strange. We hope he didn't have a colicky bellyache. And then the second one and now the 3rd. So I believe, let's see here, the one at the bottom of the screen is Money. The one in the middle is Opie. And we've got Freckles there in the back. And Freckles was the last to decide to take a nap, but he certainly did. Let's see, you've got another question here from Grace. Grace Mears says, how can someone volunteer at Still Creek? Hey, good question. So stillcreekranch.org, stillcreekranch.org, and you could backslash that with volunteer, or if you just go straight to the webpage, stillcreekranch.org, there's a volunteer tab, and there is an application that you can pull there. As soon as you turn that in to us completed, and do a background check. We'll be contacting you to see what your availability is, what your heart's desire is for how you want to be involved at the ranch. We've got lots and lots of different ways to become a part of our volunteer family. You can also email Roseanne Cunningham. It's r.cunningham@stillcreekranch.org is the email address. She will gladly get that application to you as well. Lots of ways to get involved. And y'all, we're probably about 1 minute away from major prizes here. We've been seeing some horses' tails raised, and we're looking like we're going to be close to a flop here in just a few minutes. So hang tight. Oh, we're off in section, looks like 3 and 4, and there's Opie. He's giving himself a dirt bath. So. So Opie's still in section 2. All right. Let's see. Grace, thanks for that question, because volunteers are so important to us here at the ranch. There's just no telling how many hours that volunteers have put in and how many dollars that has saved us through different projects that have been done on our behalf. Looks like maybe in section 4 right now we have horses moving. Section 4. So let's see here. We want to thank you all, those that have been sticking with us here through this broadcast. We hope you've enjoyed getting to meet Trey this morning, getting to meet Mark and Candace and Trisha, and we're just so appreciative of all the support that we get. Looks like section 2 is a popular spot today, both in the drawings and in horse activity. Morgan Marino, one of our equestrian instructors, her horse was turned in at one point. I think we have a plop right in the middle of the screen. That is money. Is that money? That's money making a drop. We've got a first plop right there. The measurement is being taken. And it looks like definitely section 2. Definitely section 2. If you're in section 2, wish we could hear you make some noise right now. All right, tape has been pulled. And let's see here. All right, we're getting that number in section 2 for you right now, and we'll be able to tell you who that was just momentarily. And don't go anywhere though, because even after that winner is declared, any of you who decided to put your raffle ticket on money, the horse money, then there will be another drawing in there, and I believe that one is for Yeti Cooler, correct? Okay, we've got first, second, and third. Yeah, we've got our $1,000, $500, and $250 prizes, and then we'll have our first plop, which was money. We'll have a drawing from that bucket for a Yeti Cooler. All right, so let's see, we have a question here. Hannah Bryant says, "What is Trey's favorite thing about Still Creek?"
My favorite thing about Still Creek, it'd have to be probably the chapel at school.
Oh, chapel at school. So maybe explain to everybody what's chapel.
Well, in the beginning, when we come like to the gym to go to school, we have chapel, and then we listen to some worship, and then we go into like the teaching of the day. Usually it's like 10 minutes, but I think my very first year here is my 5th grade year, and there was like 3 more chapels left in the year, and then Miss Sherman started talking about like how Jesus died and then he rose again, and then that day I gave my life to Christ 4.5 years ago. That chapel is one of my favorite things about Surgery.
Awesome, Trey. Thank you for that. All right, so I'm being told that the number 71 in section 2, Laura Jackson, she said, and she's already seen it. She says, "Oh my goodness, that's for me, for my nephew Jacob." She says, "That's awesome. Thank you, Laura. We're so glad that you bought squares this year, and glad that you're a winner." Now, let me tell you, we are going to draw for 2nd and 3rd places. It took 4 hours actually for money to make that first deposit. So the others weren't even close after 4 hours. Let's see, 1 second. Yeah, so let me explain. Everybody, section 1, 2, 3, and 4, everybody outside of square number 71 is included in this drawing right here. And so Trey is about to draw for a second prize of $500. Trey? Yeah. All right, we've got a section 4. Let's see. And I've got an alarm going off somewhere. Yeah, it's 1 o'clock. Let me explain that. We've got alarms going off everywhere, and it's because at 1 o'clock every day we stop and pray for the teachers and the house parents and the residents of Still Creek. So it's kind of funny. We've got a 1 o'clock alarm going off around here. So section 4, 135. 135, if y'all could look that one up, that's our second place winner, $500. Section 4, 135. Look there, Evelyn Priest says, "Way to go, Trey." For those of you that don't know, Evelyn is the house parent mom at Trey's house at New Beginnings Home. Let's see, section 4, number 135. Go and shout it out. Derek Pinkston. Derek Pinkston is the winner of $500. All right. Let me turn that alarm off. Y'all can pray with us for the ranch and for the kids every day at 1 o'clock. I mentioned Winston Churchill earlier about something about the inside of a horse, outside of a horse good for the inside of a man. That was something else from World War II. You ought to look it up. Winston Churchill, they used to pray at the same time every day for the nation. And so we've adopted that at 1 o'clock every day to pray for the ranch. Terry McCaleb says, you're doing an awesome job, Trey. What a grateful heart. All right. Thank you, Trey. And thank you, Miss Terry. All right. So we're going to draw for the third place. And this is everybody except for number 71 and 135 is in this drawing still for the third plot. Got it, Trey? All right. Somebody from section 1, number 34. Number 34 in section 1. If you're watching, you may already know who you are, but we're going to shout you out here in just a second. I see another comment while we're waiting on that one. Don Foley in Jacksonville, Florida says, I look forward to meeting this young man when I'm there in November. Yeah, thanks, Don. And that's a Jason and Erica Ray, section 1, number 34. Jason and Erica Ray from Dallas, Texas. Thank you, Jason and Erica. And so going back to what Don says, he looks forward to meeting Trey in November. He's talking about Boots and Bling. Boots and Bling is November the 6th at the Brazos Center. It's our biggest fundraiser of the year. We should have, Lord willing, both an in-person and a virtual component to that, along with a live auction and silent auction. Some really great items there. November 6th, mark your calendars. Be watching Facebook for that in the weeks to come. Rebecca Williams says, so proud of you, Trey. Of course, Rebecca. Well, who is Miss Williams in your life, Trey? Your school mom. I love that. Yes, Miss Williams is one of our teachers here at the school. She and her husband, Daniel. I want to remind everybody that our first place sponsor today was Survival Swim School, the Brazos Valley. That's Shelly Stasny, one of our executive board members, and her husband, Mark. We just thank y'all so much for helping us out there. Our second place prize was donated by True Service Air Conditioning and Heating. We thank you so much to Truax, True Service, Air Conditioning and Heating, all your needs there here in the Brazos Valley. And our third place was supported by Sovac City. You met Mark Wynn today and his wife, Amy. Service and integrity since 1986. We're so thankful to our donors for helping us out with this. Let's see, we need to draw, is that right, for the Yeti cooler? Oh, we have a question. We'll get ready to draw that. Daniel Williams says, question for Trey. He says, who is your favorite teacher at Still Creek? Mr. Williams or Mrs. Williams? You better be careful with this one, buddy. What do you think?
Y'all got to do this to me.
What's that?
You got to do this to me.
Oh, that's a good point.
Well, y'all are a married couple, so y'all both are one. So I guess y'all both my favorite.
Good job, Trey. Best answer he could have given there, I'm thinking. Wes Priest has popped in and said, looking sharp, Trey. Of course, that's his house parent dad at New Beginnings House. Thanks, Wes. Susan Downer says, this is why I love Still Creek, because you can see the Lord working through the children at the ranch. Absolutely. Thank you, Susan. Susan is our financial director at the ranch. We thank you so much. Okay, winning horse with money. So if you put money on money, we are drawing from only those who picked money to plop first. And this Yeti cooler is donated by Bud Cross Ford in Caldwell, Texas. And Trey? I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. Money on money, or if you bought tickets to be guaranteed to be in here. That's exactly right. All right. So winning horse. Got one? All right. This was a guarantee to be in the prize drawing. 6 tickets on the first plot horse from Bandera, Texas. Pam Smith. Thank you, Pam. All right. Point Enterprise, Texas? Okay, well, all right, I got you. Point Enterprise, Texas. Thank you. All right, so Pam Smith, thank you. And I believe that's all of our prizes. Thank you to all of our wonderful sponsors, Survival Swim School, True Service Air Conditioning, Sovac City, and Bud Cross Ford for the Yeti Cooler. And thank you all for sticking with us through this event. Looks like we went about an hour here. And I hope you enjoyed getting to see some of our horses here, meeting one of our residents, meeting some of our wonderful supporters, and meeting some of the others of you here online today, hearing from where all y'all are. As far away today, it looked like it's Jacksonville, Florida. See that Gary and Pam Smith have realized that they're a winner of a Yeti cooler. It popped on to say yay, and with a heart there. And we love y'all. We love all our supporters. Thank y'all for being with us on this live event, our very first virtual event, our very first horse plop. We have learned a lot from this event and look forward to doing more of these in the future. And again, looking forward to November 6th, Boots and Bling. Be checking out our website for that in the near weeks to come and on Facebook as well. We're looking forward to seeing a lot of you at that event, both in person and online. Let's see, do we have anything else to say today? What's that? Oh, Trey?
I just got a few words to say. I just want to thank y'all for tuning in and watching the live horse plop and supporting Still Creek. And I want y'all to know that Still Creek has just changed my life in ways that you can't even imagine. And just thank y'all for tuning in and watching the whole live event.
Amen. And on that note, I tell you what, my 1 o'clock alarm went off telling us it was time to pray for the ranch. And we were in the middle of this. So if you would pause with me before we sign off today and let me lead us in a prayer for the ranch. Lord God, we just come to you humbly today, just thanking you for all the good things you've given us in this life. We thank you for Still Creek as one of those good things that you've given, this ministry that's here. And Lord, without it, we know that you would put others in people's paths, but you have uniquely called each and every one of us that work here to be a part of the ministry, and all of these supporters to be a unique part of the ministry. They get to come alongside us and help raise these kids. And so, God, we're thankful for that. But right now, Lord, we lift up every teacher, every house parent, and every child on this ranch, Lord, that you would help them know today, Lord, that you are on their side, that you are for them, not against them. That as Jeremiah 29 says, that you have given them a hope and a future. Lord, make that very, very real to all of us today. Help us to understand that there's no coincidences, Lord, that we have all met for a reason, that relationships are important. They matter. You made us for that. That life is truly better together. That, God, you're raising up a godly generation of young people to break generational curses. Lord, we thank you that you put us all together here today for this moment of fellowship. We pray blessings over the rest of this weekend and into the Lord's Day tomorrow. We pray these things in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. Thank y'all to everybody that joined us today. Y'all are special to us, and we're looking forward to the next event. We'll see y'all next time.